From the Millersville University Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Elliott.
And I'm student meteorologist in Michigan Cocaine.
Here with the medium range forecast and video discussion issued on Wednesday, December 3rd. Well, Mitch, looking out the window, it's mostly sunny out there. It's cold, fairly seasonably cold for this time of the year. A lot nicer than yesterday, where northern parts of the valley had a few inches of snow. Of course, here at Millersville, we basically got nothing, but hey, what can you do?
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get any snow. I was actually really looking forward. I was kind of the ones that were like, oh, hopefully, just for like a little bit, but we didn't really get anything. We got like I think it was like 0.8 of an inch. It was like
it was like a trace or 0.1 at absolute most.
But I like it. It's not bad. I wake up. You wake up, you come outside, and it just kind of wakes you up.
So. Yeah. No, some of us it does. Others we just wanted back into the 80s. But I got a long time to wait for that. But anyhow, taking a look into the upcoming weekend, Mitch, it looks like it's going to be generally just cold and dry, right?
Yeah, it's just going to be generally cold and dry, partly cloudy for both Saturday and Sunday. But taking a look at Saturday here at the, Canadian, looking at the Euro now, pretty good correlation there, just kind of like in the middle of like all these systems here. But we're under high pressure on Saturday and Sunday. So, probably sunny and, really, highs in like the 40s. And taking a look at Sunday, looking at the Canadian model, you guys can see that storm system down to the southeastern United States, and that's really going to stay south of us here in the Lower Susquehanna Valley. So taking a look at the Euro, that's a good correlation there, stay south of us. So we're still kind of just under high pressure on Sunday. Looking at partly sunny, conditions with highs in the 40s. So
right around 40.
Taking into Monday and Tuesday, what do you kind of?
It kind of looks like the same deal early next week. There is a subtle cold front here. I don't have it contoured on the map because it's not really a well-defined front, but it's going to be this gradual push of colder air that seeps into the eastern United States early next week. So we're going to have this downturn in temperatures from Sunday into Monday, even though there really isn't, like I said, a well-defined cold front moving through here. But that is a cold Canadian high-pressure system that's set up shop there over New England and southeastern Canada on Monday, both on the Canadian and the European models. The high centered over the Midwest on the Euro, but it's still pretty much the same difference here. In the lower Susquehanna Valley, it looks like a mix of clouds and sun to start early next week, and it's going to be colder, like I said, than Sunday. High temperatures are going to be around 10 to 15 degrees below average next Monday, so you're going to need to bundle up, wear layers, a winter coat, and gloves before heading out the door to work or school. High temperatures will only be around 30 degrees, and wind chills will only be in the teens and 20s. We're going to have a northerly wind on Monday of about 10 to 20 miles per hour, so it's definitely going to feel like winter out there early next week. Moving forward then into Tuesday, it looks like that high pressure system is going to sag into the southeast, both on the Canadian and the European models. The European has it over the deep south there over Louisiana, but there is going to be this weak clipper type system that's going to be zipping through southeastern Canada and the Great Lakes region. At this point, with that low pressure system track through the Great Lakes and southeastern Canada, most snow associated with these clipper systems falls along to the north and east of the system's track. So even though the Euro is showing some flurries and light snow in here on Tuesday, I'm not really buying into that at this point with this low pressure system basically tracking through the Great Lakes region. So Tuesday should just turn out partly to mostly cloudy and still quite cold with that Arctic air lingering over the northeast. So high temperatures again on Tuesday will be around 10 to 15 degrees below average. Bundle up. As we take a look at medium range forecast, partly sunny and cold on Saturday, again highs around 40, same deal on Sunday, partly to mostly cloudy and cold with highs in the upper 30s to low 40s, and then brisk and unseasonably cold on Monday with times of clouds and sun, high 30 degrees, and Tuesday is very similar, partly to mostly cloudy, but not quite as breezy with highs again around 30. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Medium Range Forecast. Tune back in next Wednesday for the latest edition. Until then, bundle up and stay warm out there this weekend and early next week.